So right now, this house is a mess, but when we first got it, it looked like this. When we're done, it's gonna look like this. Despite all that, I wanna make sure that you never buy a flipped house unless they pay attention to these 5 major hotspots. Because a lot of people are out here selling anything to anybody. Me and my team, we couldn't have that. So I'm gonna let you know what we did on this one and what you should avoid on any flipped house that you might be purchasing. Let's check it out. First thing you want is your roofing done right. So on this particular project, we used an architectural roof instead of the traditional 3-tab that you're gonna see on most houses. We also have a vent ridge system happening. That way it's gonna increase the life of the roof and increase the ventilation and airflow in the attic. So whenever you have your vent from the bathroom or from the kitchen going into the attic, a lot of times in these older houses, all that just stays in there. But with this one, that vent ridge system is gonna make sure that air dissipates evenly. Most flipped houses, the last thing they want to touch is the roof because it's such a big ticket item. But on this one, it was one of the first things we did. And we didn't just put a cheap roof on it, we put something that's gonna last. The next thing you want to make sure that you have is plumbing that you can actually trust. So on this one, this is a slab foundation. So a lot of the plumbing that is built into the slab, we can't touch. Like we didn't bust that up, but everything above the slab is brand new. So all the plumbing running throughout the house, that is on the outside too. You'll be able to see it, but some of the plumbing running actually into the house we changed, as well as all the plumbing around the house. And that's gonna save you a whole lot of headache and heartache in the long run because you're not gonna have pipes backing up on you. Most people, most home flips don't even think about touching the plumbing. That's the last thing they want to do. But here we made sure that the plumbing was done and it was done right. With these flipped houses, one of the biggest issues are going to be the things that you do not see. Most of that is going to be behind the walls and in the attic. On this one, we actually blew in R13 insulation in all the walls to increase the energy efficiency. And we have about 11 inches of insulation in the attic. Any house built in 1950, like this one, does not have current code insulation in the walls. Those walls are dang near hollow. And then when you go up into the attic, the insulation that is in the attic might be 2 or 3 inches thick if you're lucky. So all of this has been redone in order to save you a little bit of money and just to make sure that like this house is performing the way a new construction house would. That's really what you want when you're getting a flip. And that's gonna bring me to my next point. Older homes like this are so bad when it comes to the energy efficiency. So you're gonna wanna look for energy efficient additions. So not only that insulation that we just talked about, but these windows. So these are super old windows, and I don't know if you can see, like these things are cracked open and everything. All that is gonna get changed with brand new dual pane windows. That's gonna help with the insulation as well as what we blew in. And then if we walk our way back to the kitchen, it's making sure that you have brand new, updated, energy efficient appliances. That stuff is gonna go a long way with saving you money, all right? Saving you money because mortgage is high, insurance is high, tax is high. The least we can do is make sure that your energy bill is a little bit lower, all right? Another hot spot that I wanna touch on for this project, you're not going to see people doing this. This is a brand new HVAC. All of the pipes in the attic for the AC, brand new, outside compressor, brand new. This is Texas, right? So if you're buying a flipped house in Texas that was built in 1950 that still has an AC from the 50s or even like the 80s or 90s, that's not gonna cut it. And that look, even though you have a house this size, this is only like 1,100 square feet. An AC that's that old is gonna cost you a ton of money every month just because it is not as efficient as it should be. So we buy these flipped houses because we want a new house, right? We want a new house for cheap. And the best way to know if you have a good one is if they pay attention to detail and they have these like new construction details, like the 2-inch trim that gives a modern feel, or these rocker light switches that like the ones you'll see in a new construction. This one also has a media closet where you can hook up all of your internet and stuff to a Cat 6 cable in one area so that you don't have to have wires running all across the house or have AT&T come in and start drilling and running up in the attic. It's already there for you. All of these appliances are going to be brand new, so there's nothing that was refurbished or used and put back into the space. Another thing that the builder did on this one that I love so much was he knew more than likely that there was going to be somebody that wanted to mount a TV because you don't have a ton of space here. So he made sure that there was cable access up high as well as a power access up high. These are the little pieces of detail that you're not going to get in most flipped houses. Listen, most people are not going to go into the level of detail that we went into for this project. The only reason I work with this builder is because of that reason. They have integrity and they really, really want to take care of the people that buy their home. So he goes above and beyond to make sure that he's giving a good product. If you are thinking about getting a house that's flipped, maybe instead of getting one that's flipped by somebody else, you can do it yourself by buying an ugly house for a nice cheap price, getting a renovation loan through your mortgage company, and then having all this stuff done to your liking and your specifications before you ever move in. One-time close, one loan, one payment. Not a whole lot of headache and hassle for you. You just come in, get the team to do all of the things you want, upgrade those cabinets, upgrade those countertops, essentially turn that old, ugly, cheap home into a newer, less expensive, but well done home for you to live in and just have as an investment for however long you might want to. So I think that's a great way for home buyers to win in this market. If you want to learn a little bit more about that process for getting your own home and just flipping it yourself and getting your HGTV on and having something that you can customize, reach out. All of my info is in the description box. I would love to talk to you. If you're gonna buy a home that somebody else flipped, make sure that you check those 5 hotspots, okay? The insulation, what's behind the walls, what happened with the plumbing, what's up with that roof, okay? Is there energy efficient features, and are there modern features like those rocker light switches, new and updated appliances, things like that. Those things are gonna make all the difference. Don't get caught in a house that is just an old house with old bones and new paint. That's not a flip. And that's not what you should be spending your money on, all right? So hopefully this gave you some value. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.